Is this a trick song?
No, this is the trailer music for Big George Foreman.
All right. Welcome back to Good Things. We are streaming live over at SuperTalkTV.com if you'd like to see. We got Tanya in the house to talk movies, and this is one that I feel like I would be interested in seeing.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like this is a year of so many biopics, and who doesn't love George Foreman?
And I didn't know a lot of his story.
Yeah,
Which I still don't know a whole lot. I hadn't seen the movie, but just what they've been sharing.
yeah. So in this one, you get to just kind of see his, humble beginnings. He grew up in poverty and how he used that, in his favor to become the success he is. So do you have a George Foreman grill?
Of course I do.
I do too.
I've had all the sizes, and then my mom still has like the really mega one that you could put like 14 hamburgers on at one time, like when the family came over. And I heard he actually sold that company, so it keeps the name. I don't know if he gets royalties off of it, but he no longer like owns it. I don't think.
Yeah.
It was a good payday for him.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I wonder, I don't know if you're a fan of The Office, but one of the big episodes was when Michael burned his foot on the George Foreman grill. And I wonder if their sales spiked after that episode aired.
I don't know, but I do know that was a really good business decision for George Foreman.
Yeah.
Sure. Have you seen the documentary?
I have not seen it yet.
Or I guess it's a movie. It's a biopic.
Yeah. But yeah, it starts today alongside of Polite Society, which is a movie that is right up my alley. It's about a sister who, her older sister is about to get married, and she does not like the idea of this sister getting married to this guy, and so she just plans a wedding heist. She's going to make sure it doesn't happen. So it just looks like a lot of fun. And then Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, based on the book by Judy Blume, who, for whatever reason, even though the books were around when I was a kid, I just totally missed out on the whole Judy Blume thing. I'd never read any of the books. Really, guess I had heard of her, but there's a lot of excitement brewing around this one.
I think she held out for a really long time before she would allow it to become a movie.
I actually watched an interview with her last night, and I think it's a mix of that. I think people were trying to take over and do things she didn't want. And then I think she just kind of got the short end of the stick on some deals. And so now the time is right. The right people have come along. And the way she describes it sounds like this might be the first of many movies we see from her books. So it's really exciting. She's 85 years old, which is hard to believe. She looks great, mentally sharp as a tack. So anyway, it's PG-13, but it follows the book very closely from what I understand. And it's just a story about a little girl whose parents are two different religions, one Christian, one Jewish, I think. And they've kind of made the decision that they're going to let her decide what she wants. And so it's her trying to get some questions answered, along with some of the other questions that come along in those preteen.
My favorite is just in the clip where she goes to buy her first little bra, and then she's like, I can't wait to get this off. And her mom's like, welcome to womanhood.
Yeah. Yeah, Rachel McAdams plays her mom. And what's interesting, Kathy Bates is also in it as her grandmother. And then when I first put that together, I was like, oh, I have always thought Kathy Bates and Rachel McAdams look alike. I mean, they really have a lot of the same features. And I thought they could totally play mother and daughter. But it's not her mother, it's her husband's mother. So anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Will you see this one?
I will. I can't wait to see it. And this week I actually went to see Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, and went with my husband kind of thinking I wasn't going to, kind of had low expectations. Not because I didn't think the movie would be good, but it's just not really my kind of a movie, I thought. But I loved it. I thought it was so well done. And I really didn't know a whole lot about it going in. I thought it was based on a true story. And it sort of kind of is. Like, the characters are all fictional, but it's based on things that really actually happened. And so in this one, it starts off and, it's after 9/11. You've got all these troops in Afghanistan, doing the work, looking for landmines or IEDs. And anyway, as part of that, the American troops recruit translators or interpreters who are against the Taliban for whatever reason. They don't believe in their cause or, whatever. And in exchange, they get paid, of course, but they also are given visas to come and live in America when it's all over. But unfortunately, the story that we see is Jake Gyllenhaal plays the main officer, or not officer, but
Soldier.
Soldier, thank you. And excuse me.
It's the allergy season, man. We are upon us, yeah.
But he has this interpreter who makes it very clear the reason he's there is because he needs the money. But you find out later that his son had been killed by the Taliban. So he's,
he's got a chip on his shoulder too. Yeah.
And anyway, he, just during the whole process, I mean, you just see him in the battlefield, just like our soldiers. And when it's over, Jake's character's injured, and this guy drags him through the desert, successfully getting him back home. Yet he was left behind. And Jake's character says, I can't he's back home with his family, enjoying life, but not really enjoying life because he cannot stand what's happened to this now friend. And so he does what it takes to go back over there and try to get him back, get his visas and get him to America. And the true part of it is a lot of those interpreters were left behind. Many were killed because the Taliban would find them and kill them. And then there's a lot in hiding as we speak. So, that's one of the things about this movie is that it's kind of shining a light on that, kind of a black eye.
But then an opportunity just to raise awareness, and who knows what could, sort of come of that. And to remind us, too, that, it's not just a movie. There's real lives that were involved in it.
Exactly. And this one is rated R just because of the war violence, language, that kind of thing. But don't tell Taylor Swift. But Jake Gyllenhaal is fantastic in this movie. I just love him in this movie. Does she not like him?
Do they have a is there a rift with the Swifties?
Oh, you got 10 minutes. I can play you a song.
Did they date? You want to talk about being out of like what's trending and hot. I had no idea. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So one of her many, many men that she sings about. So.
Well, she's got to get, I guess, inspiration from somewhere, and he's not a bad place to do it.
I was going to say, keep going, because her music's great, if I do say so. So we've got, next weekend, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's supposed to be a very emotional ending to that series.
Yeah.
Love Again comes out the next weekend. This one is Sam Heughan from Outlander that plays Jamie. He is in it alongside Priyanka Chopra Jonas. Mm-hmm. Fast X comes out the next weekend, like the 10th Fast and Furious movie. Little Mermaid is also coming at the end of May. So every weekend in May, we've got something big. And Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse comes out the first weekend of June, which is an animated Spider-Man movie. The first one was so good and won all kinds of awards, so I'm really excited to see this one. Then you've got Transformers the next weekend, Elemental, which is a new Pixar animated film, then The Flash, then Indiana Jones, and The Dial of Destiny, then Mission Impossible.
It's going to be a summer.
Oppenheimer is after that, Barbie, and Disney's Haunted Mansion.
I just feel like Barbie's going to be obnoxious.
I can't decide what I think. I will definitely be seeing it.
Just to say you did?
Yeah.
It's just even just the trailer, it's the voice. I'm just like, Yeah. Nails on top board, can't do it. But, I mean, you'll have people who will flock to see it.
Oh,
I'm sure.
yeah. It's gotten so much hype. I mean, from the day that it was announced that it
Wasn't
was
there a lot
coming.
of drama behind the scenes for Barbie too?
I'm not sure. I know that there was a little bit of drama with the casting. Like, this is like, it took them a while to get it off the ground.
Because there's not a kid in Barbie just walking around LA somewhere just to pick up off the.
Yeah.
I don't know, but lots to look forward to. So we'll make sure we keep up with you, Tanya. But you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.